Hey everyone, and welcome to my first Bleach ranking video. If you've been keeping up with my current first time read through of Bleach, you know I recently finished the Soul Society arc, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to give my thoughts on the 13 captains we met and how I rank each of them in my head so far. A big disclaimer though, this is not a list ranking them in order of strength or power or anything like that. This is just which ones I like least to best at this point in the series, only knowing what I've learned so far. I fully expect a lot of these rankings to change as I continue and see more of each of these characters. And just remember, this is all personal preference. You don't have to agree with the list, and I would love to hear your own rankings for them, but please no spoilers of anything past the Soul Society arc. Now sit back, and let's just have a little fun with this. Please don't kill me. Alright, so in last place, we have Head Captain Yamamoto. Listen. This isn't about him being some old guy that's secretly a badass. I love that about him. My thing is, he's just a little extra. Instead of trying to talk it out with two guys that are practically his sons, he'd rather try to kill them and refuse to listen to their reasoning whatsoever. He's very much, set in his old ways and unable to listen to any new ideas or anything that might go against, his traditional orders, which is all well and good, except when he's wrong. And he was very wrong during the Soul Society arc. He was being bamboozled and he had no idea. He was just completely clouded by his own ways. So, I don't know, maybe he's hot-headed as a pun, but he's the head captain. He should take a step back and hear things out sometimes, right? Still, super badass, love how powerful he is, and I can't wait to see more. Plus, he's just cool. Like, cool old dudes, come on. I like him. I guess I should say I like everyone on this list. I like them, I swear. But yeah, he's just the one I like least so far. At number 12, I have Soy Fawn. She's kind of set up to be difficult to like, and that's kind of the point, especially when she's juxtaposed to a character that's so easy to love like Yurichi. I just find her to be very unpleasant, and I get it, and I respect it, and it makes her stand out in her own way, but I just haven't warmed up to her, at least not yet. One of those rigid characters that I just can't really get behind because she's just following orders without thinking for herself, really. I'm not much of a fan so far, but that fight was great, and I like her more stealthy vibes, so at least she's got that going for her. At number 11, I have Unohana. She's probably the captain we've seen the least from so far, but I think she's really nice and comforting, and I like her giant healing manta ray. I don't know, she's just a sweetheart, and that makes me like her a little bit more than Yamamoto and Soy Fawn. So, yeah, number 11. At number 10, I have Komamura. I love Komamura's design and his secret appearance beneath the mask, but beyond that, I just haven't gotten to see enough of him yet. Like, I really enjoy his friendship with Tozen, the little we saw of it. It's pretty heartbreaking, and I did like his Bankai when we got a brief glimpse of it. Like that big Susanoo kind of giant warrior that he summoned. But really, those are the only things that he has going for him right now in my eyes. I just need to see more of him before I can really determine how I feel about him as a character. But so far, he's, enjoyable. I just need to see more. At number 9, I have Ukitake. Ukitake's okay for me. I think so far he's the captain I'd most easily forget about. If I was trying to list all 13 captains, I feel like he's the one that I would forget that he's there. Which isn't the worst thing. I mean, I think he's kind and reasonable, which I dig, and he's got that illness that he suffers through, but he hasn't really had much of a chance to impress me or really stand out that much so far. He's kind of, in my eyes, he's kind of a package deal with Shunsui after some of their scenes in this arc, and I just think Shunsui is, by far the more memorable of the two. Don't hate him, don't love him. I might forget about him, but yeah, Ukitake is fine. He's okay. At number 8, I have Tozen. Tozen is a character that clearly has a lot of complexities in his moral stances and what he's willing to do to get justice. He's obviously got a lot more going on, so I'm excited to explore more of that particular thought process, but besides that, I also loved the concept of his Bankai, and I thought it was interesting that he was one of the Soul Reapers to join Aizen, considering it seemed like he was kind of on the rigid, righteous, moral, good side, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he justifies that his personal views with what Aizen has planned. So yeah, he's an interesting character, and I really, really enjoyed that whole sequence between him and Kenny in the Bankai. That was so good. Now this one might maybe surprise some people, but my number 7 is Byakuya. Byakuya is a tough one. On the one hand, I think he's one of the more fascinating captains in the story so far. He served his role in the arc as like the main obstacle very well, but I'm still not the biggest fan of him yet. Definitely don't dislike him though either. We only just started to really understand him, so I'm hoping that opens things up more for me to like him more down the road. For now, he's a character I enjoy reading, but he just hasn't really made me love him as a character yet, and I'm hoping his growth will allow that to happen. At number 6, I have Shunsui, because he's got style. No, that's not the only reason, but I do love how much he stands out among all the other Soul Reapers. Like, his whole outfit is just, it's so telling of what kind of character this is. But the reason I have him, where he's at number 6 is that he's one of the only captains where I feel like we could hang out and get along pretty well. He's easygoing, and he also seems like he has his heart in the right place, so he's very likable as a character. I did enjoy his fight with Chad. I liked him and Ukitake standing up to Yamamoto. I always had good vibes about this guy, and he just gives that off. Just naturally he seems like a character that you're gonna like, and sure enough, I like him. So Shunsui's at number 6. Now, starting the top 5, we have Gin. Gin creeps me out, but in a good way. I think he was very entertaining during the Soul Society arc, and there's clearly more we need to learn about him, given that he wasn't viewed as a creepy snake man by Rangiku, and there's probably something more going on between the two of them. I think he's a good villain, and one that I hope we get to see really flex those creepy muscles as we go through this story. What gave him the edge over Tozen for me, for example, with these traders, was every scene with Gin makes you uncomfortable or makes a character uncomfortable, and I appreciate how effective his off-putting nature is, both to the reader and to the other people in the story. It gives him a little extra something, and he just looks like he's having a great time, and I love characters like that. My number 4 is Sosuke Aizen. Yes, the big trader, the one who was working against the Soul Reapers the whole time. Aizen is so high on my list solely because of how successfully he screwed with my mind and was a secret mastermind. I can't wait to see more of him now that he's no longer one of these captains and is the big bad guy instead. Like, he's just a fascinating character, and the way he pulled that off was incredible, and Kubo set him up to be hopefully an amazing bad guy, because his introduction as the villain was like pitch perfect. So Aizen is high up despite the fact that he was betraying just about every single other person on this list and masterminded a whole scheme behind everyone's backs. I like him. I think he's a good bad guy. At number 3, I have Toshiro Hitsugaya. Captain Hitsugaya is a good egg. I like his look. I love his ice powers. I like that he looks so unintimidating but can throw down. He's very stoic and very no-nonsense and is able to command a lot of authority despite his appearance, which I really enjoy. And I also like his friendship with Momo and how he puts up with Rangiku. I just think he's in a lot of these kind of dynamics where it's fun to read. And I really enjoy that he was like the detective character as we unfurled the whole twist with Aizen, that we kind of got to see it through Captain Hitsugaya's eyes. So, plus his ice powers are just so cool. At number 2, the runner-up, I have Mayuri. I know, he's a psycho mad scientist who does all kinds of horrible things and gets sadistic pleasure out of it, but I just find him endlessly fascinating. And he's one of the characters that I can't wait to see more of, just to see what he does, what he's capable of, what weird things he'll get up to next. Compared to a lot of these captains, he was instantly kind of iconic in my mind. The design, the personality, he just really stuck out and carved a place for himself in my heart right away, where I'm just like, he's very disturbing, but man, is he interesting to read. And his fight with Uryu, with all of the awful personal circumstances behind it, was honestly one of the highlights of the entire Soul Society arc for me. So Mayuri, he's pretty high. I really like this character, and I can't wait to see him again. And number 1, my favorite captain so far in Bleach after the Soul Society arc, to the surprise of nobody who's watched my videos, is obviously Kenpachi Zaraki. What can I say about Kenny? He's just the best. He became my favorite character in Bleach so far almost instantly. He's just so entertaining on the page because his enjoyment of fighting is almost contagious. It's fun to watch him fight, and I love that he's just this powerful without even knowing his Zanpakuto's name. He's just the epitome of being like a badass fun character, and I love him dearly. The second I thought of doing this ranking, I knew without question, before I even looked at any of the other Soul Reapers, that he was my number one, because he is my favorite character in all of Bleach so far, and he's gonna be tough to dethrone, I think, unless Kubo somehow ruins his character down the road, or someone incredible really, impresses me later. I don't know, Kenny's kind of my guy, so he's my number one, and maybe he always will be. Alright, so there's my ranking of the 13 captains after the Soul Society arc. Now, I might do this ranking again down the road. We'll see. I don't know how that would work, because I guess I wouldn't include the 3 traitors, and maybe they get replaced by other people. I don't know. But I really enjoyed doing this ranking. I'm a little nervous about how you guys will react to some of the placements, but like I said, it's all personal preference. Let me know how you guys rank the 13 captains at this point in the story. Please, no spoilers. Yeah, this was fun. I might do more rankings in the future. Just had a good time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked, please comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. We got a big video coming up this weekend. I just thought I'd throw this little fun one for you guys earlier in the week. But yeah, let me know your ranking. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.